A peaceful man must still know violence, or his peace belongs to whoever threatens it. Now that quote sounds dangerous, like something whispered by an old martial arts master right before he disappears into the fog. But the deeper meaning, it's actually about discipline. Because people often confuse being peaceful with being weak. And those are not the same thing. A weak person avoids conflict because they're afraid. A peaceful person avoids conflict because they have control. Huge difference. Because a sheep and a lion can both choose not to fight, but only one of them is making a real choice. And history understands this better than modern society does. Take the samurai of feudal Japan. People today imagine samurai as calm philosophers, drinking tea and writing poetry about sunsets. And yes, they did do that. But these were also men trained for war. Highly disciplined warriors. Their peace meant something because they understood violence. A samurai who controls his sword is respected. A samurai who cannot use it is just a guy in expensive pajamas. And honestly, modern life confuses these things all the time. People say, always be nice, never react, avoid confrontation, which sounds wise until someone starts taking advantage of you. Because here's an uncomfortable truth. Some people interpret kindness as weakness. And once they think you can't defend yourself, they stop respecting your boundaries. You see this everywhere. At work, in friendships, in relationships. One person keeps saying, I just want peace. Meanwhile, everyone around them keeps crossing lines, dumping responsibilities on them, disrespecting them, manipulating them. And eventually you realize that isn't peace. That's surrender wearing a polite outfit. Because peace without strength is temporary. It only exists because aggressive people allow it to exist. And history gives us brutal examples of this. Before World War II, British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain tried to avoid conflict with Hitler through negotiation and compromise. After signing agreements with Germany, he famously announced, "Peace for our time," which is probably one of the worst age statements in human history, because Hitler interpreted restraint not as wisdom, but as weakness, and the result, World War II. Millions dead, entire cities destroyed. That's a terrifying lesson. Evil often advances where weakness is mistaken for peace. Now, obviously, this quote does not mean become violent. Start fights. Act aggressive. Please don't become the guy posting alpha male quotes while punching the air in a parking lot. That's not strength. That's Wi-Fi-less behavior. The quote means develop capability. Because capability changes how the world treats you. A person who can defend themselves behaves differently. They speak calmly, set boundaries clearly. They don't panic easily. And interestingly, people who truly understand violence are often less eager to use it because they understand consequences. The loudest person in the room is rarely the strongest. It's usually some guy built like a confused coat hanger yelling about respect. Meanwhile, the actually dangerous person is sitting quietly in the corner, eating peanuts, looking emotionally unavailable. Real strength usually looks calm because confidence doesn't need an audience. And this applies beyond physical violence too. Mental strength matters. Emotional strength matters. Financial strength matters. Even moral strength matters. Because if you cannot protect your values belong to whoever pressures you hardest. That's why this quote matters so much today. Modern society teaches people to look good. But history rewards people who are capable. Capable of defending themselves, capable of saying no, capable of enduring pressure, capable of protecting others. That's real peace. Not weakness, not fear. Control. And maybe that's the deeper truth hidden inside this quote. The world is safest not when good people are harmless, but when good people are strong enough to choose restraint. Because a peaceful man who understands violence creates safety, but a peaceful man who understands nothing eventually loses his peace to someone who does. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like and subscribe to Behind the Quote for more forgotten wisdom, strange philosophy, and uncomfortable truths hidden inside powerful quotes. And remember, peace is only meaningful when strength is holding it together. I'll see you in the next one.